In music production, you will always reach a moment where you feel like every sound you make sounds the same. Synthesizers, effects, even arrangement, everything seems too familiar and you feel like you're losing creativity. That's when you have to try things that are not very common, not only for you, but for other musicians. In my case, it was spectral effects. I know that they are becoming more common, but they are still on a surface level, I feel. So today we'll give you different tips and tricks for spectral effects, and I will also show you the best spectral effects that I can find. The best part is that almost every plugin in this video is free, so you can go immediately and test around the ideas that I'm going to share with you. For instance, let's take this regular pad and apply this spectral gate effect, which by the way is part of a free bundle of spectral effects that are pretty awesome. A spectral gate is one of the most common spectral effects you can find, and it's basically letting through only the frequencies with the higher amplitude. In the case of a pad like this, you will always have different frequencies clashing, so sometimes you will get resonances all over the spectrum. But of course, with another plugin, we can get next level textures. Spectral Squish by One Bistro will let only some frequencies go through the plugin, and this is set by random each time you generate new beans. It's not a gate in the sense that it's not filtering only the higher values on amplitude. The thing is, this plugin lets you start changing the active beans, and you can fade in time between one selection and the other, creating even more textures. Now, a piece of advice that's good for many other spectral effects is to use an OTT kind of compressor, or maybe sometimes a normal compressor, but the thing is, the results that you can get sometimes are very quiet, so you need to bring everything up. Now, this plugin has to be loaded on Plug Data, but Plug Data is a free plugin, so that's good. And speaking of Plug Data, there are many developers that are creating awesome effects. I know that One Bistro just released another free plugin, but I haven't checked it out. The one that I did check out is Grant's Mirror, a spectral delay effect. This one is made by Verenkiro. Before explaining what it does, let's listen to it. You can hear that it creates a delay that's different from the main signal. It has a different texture and even timbre. That's because this uses spectral filtering to create the delay signal, giving you that unique kind of sound. Now, changing the block size will change the sound, and this brings me to another point. Let's use a simpler plugin from the Spectral Effects bundle, and let's actually not use any parameter, but change the FFT. This is basically the block size, meaning on how many frequency beans you are going to divide the frequency spectrum, and depending on the value you choose here, you will get many different kind of sounds. I found that the higher you go, the more washed out signal you will get. So it's very fun to play with the FFT, but the other piece of advice that I want to give you is that these plugins use a lot of CPU, especially if you go higher with the FFT size. So of course my recommendation is that you play with the FFT sizes, but then you render or bounce the result so you can deactivate the plugin. Otherwise your project may crash. If you like the tips I'm showing on this video, please give it a like. It's the only thing I want. Now all of this is fun in theory, but let's use them in context. I'm working on a song where one of the main elements is the rhythm and the drums, but also the percussive elements and some textures and sound effects. So I thought that it would be great to use spectral effects as a way to experiment on how to make this percussive and sound effect ear candy. For instance, by using the spectral frequency shifter, I could create a sound like this. It's almost like, I don't know, some kind of beast that's buffing. On this project, I have a lot of glitchy kind of effects I made mainly with Infiltrator. But I thought, well, maybe I can use some of these glitchy effects and resample them using other spectral effects, as for instance the morph. This one will change the frequency of each one of the specific beams. On the horizontal line we have the original frequency, and on the vertical line we have the frequency that we want to change to. Now, maybe you're like me and you like having everything in one screen, that is inside only one plugin. And for that, there's actually a spectral plugin which is a multi-effect. It's one of my favorites and it's called Spectral Ops. I know that this is not free, in fact you may consider it to be expensive, but Plugin Alliance, I think that still makes many sales throughout the year. I think I got this plugin for around $2. If not almost free. So no, I haven't bought plugins from them for a long time now, so let me know if they still make these crazy sales, especially for these older plugins. This one has even more effects, and some effects are easier to understand because of the names. For instance, the MP3 which is going to decode the sound like an MP3, losing information. Now the thing about Spectral Ops is that it has also modulators, and you have 3 layers of spectral effects, and you can set the frequency range of each one. So of course you can get even crazier results. Now, there's another bundle of spectral devices that actually take this concept even to the next level, because they will divide the signal in different spectral ways and let you apply as many effects as you want to each of the segments. If you want to know more about that, go and watch this other video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!